Never in my wildest dreams did I think that this kind of thing would ever be a video topic. Oh, we're making a video about the Sportsnet broadcasters that are going to be presenting a series on TV. That is never something that I thought we would be talking about. But today, Sportsnet, they put it out there. The final stage is set. Exclusive coverage of the 2024 Stanley Cup Finals showdown between the Panthers and the Oilers begins tomorrow night on Sportsnet. Here are your Hockey Central staff. Your two hosts are Ron McLean and David Amber, and your four analysts are Elliot Friedman, Kelly Hrudey, Kevin Bieksa, and Jen Botterill. Meanwhile, in the booth, you've got Chris Cuthbert on the play-by-play, Craig Simpson as the color comm, and the reporter in the arena is Kyle Bukauskas. Big omission here from the Sportsnet panel because not only are you rolling with a lot of the main folks, but you are omitting one Luke Gazdic from the broadcast. And look, this by itself isn't really a story. Oh, a guy is not on the broadcast. Okay, great. Jake Allen's not on the broadcast. Bunch of the other guys that they bring on are not on the broadcast. So why is Luke Gazdic noteworthy? Why does this tweet have 200 replies, 373,000 views, and a whole bunch of responses? Well, it's because everybody's talking about where's Gazdic? Gazdic, what happened? In fact, you have producer guy Phil, Arcade Regiment, old buddy of mine. I'm not too sure if y'all are familiar with the collabs that him and I used to do on YouTube, but he said that it looks like all the tiers from Vancouver worked. And then Nice going for a little garbage crew in the finals. Luke Gazdic shows a little bit of real personality and the NHL has to silence it. Ay, there's a lot going on here. Luke Gazdic, where's Lukey? Someone got dusted. I don't see Luke Gazdic. Where are you, Luke Gazdic? This is why this is a big story. It's not even a story. It's just what a lot of people are talking about. And that's kind of what I like to do on this channel, right? So let's talk about Luke Gazdic not being a part of the broadcast and how this actually isn't something that I think is a direct response to his comments that he had made the other day. In fact, if you go over to the Oilers subreddit, they did talk about this earlier today. Gazdic out. Has Luke Gazdic been banished from the finals for reacting to Canucks trolls? He made a comment on that same Oilers Nation podcast before the chirp that the NHL had a different plan for him. He'll be doing something that hasn't been made public in Edmonton for Games 3 and Games 4. And that is exactly what we are seeing out of this broadcasting crew, that he is not included on the main squad, even though these comments that he made where he said that's going to be happening, that was made before he called out Canucks fans and the Canucks team. Now, while we're on the subject, I thought it'd be great to go out there and see what a lot of Oilers fans are saying in response to the Luke Gazdic comments. Let's go out there and just scroll through here. It's probably unrelated. The whole panel is on location for the finals, and there's already so many of them. Gazdic has no seniority over the other analysts. It's likely always been the plan. This is a nothing story. Friedman is making fun of angry Canucks fans on his podcast. Yeah, but that's the thing, though. Elliot Friedman, he's buddy-buddy with us. He is a truther of the Vancouver product, and I think a lot of Canucks fans kind of joke around. You know, they throw jabs at Friedman lightly, kind of teasing what's going on here. There are a few extra discussions here that I thought were worthy as well. I missed his comment. What did he say? Leaps and Bounds says he had called the Canucks fans trash because of Twitter DMs. The Canucks sub right now is soft, crying over it. They have nothing to talk about right now. They're still crying over the Oilers beating them. And then there are some other comments saying, yeah, I'm pretty sure the upsetting thing is that he called the Canucks team trash. Even the most diehard Canucks fans know how toxic some of their fans can be. This is precisely what the Canucks sub is up in arms over. It was Luke saying the Canucks organization is trash, which has attracted a lot of criticism since analysts and journalists are supposed to be neutral and unbiased, or at least objective enough that they don't write trash talk entire teams on the air. In Luke's defense, I'm sure the comments he was reacting to were absolutely disgusting, at least going off of some of the stuff I've seen written about him online. He was right to call those specific fans out. People just think of themselves as invincible behind their screens, and they fail to acknowledge that there are differences between criticism, insults, and threatening language. Nuance still matters. On the other hand, as an analyst or a journalist, you can't just attack whole fan bases or organizations in the ways that he did. Period. While he was right to call out the crappy Canucks fans for being crappy, it is wrong and unprofessional to go further than that and say that the whole fan base of any team is trash. It's an entire order of magnitude worse to say that the whole organization is trash like he had done too. It's just not something that is permissible by someone in his position, unfortunately. As a footnote, it is par for the course that while the Canucks sub is busy trying to convince everyone they're not inherently toxic, no, they are, like, let's be real here, Canucks fans are toxic, the moderators over there had to put their foot down and threaten bans, and anyone continued to talk crap about the city of Edmonton or Oilers fans, due to the sheer volume of it already. They also put a moratorium on any open day game threads during the finals simply because of the expected discourse that would take place. Now, if you scroll down over here, there's another comment that says, I think it's hilarious. I couldn't give a crap if BXA called the Oilers trash. They're acting like such babies over it. And then another reply says, yeah, I'm pretty sure this sub would be on fire if Kevin Bieksa called the Edmonton Oilers trash. Not saying you would be, but in general, just like Canucks fans, most would not take kindly to those comments. And you know what? Look, that's correct. You can't say that as a member of the national broadcast. You can't call an entire organization trash. You can't call an entire fan base trash. You can call parts of the fan base trash, because that's probably correct. In fact, I would say it's expected that parts of certain fan bases will be trashy people, but to paint a broad stroke, say it's an entire team, nah. And a lot of Canucks fans took offense to that. So even though Luke Gazdic was probably not going to be included in the Hockey Night in Canada broadcast for the finals anyway, the fact that he isn't here ended up as a lot of meme material for Canucks fans. I mean, this is what Jabo Vancouver went out there and said. This is not a meme, but it's just kind of a level-headed response. I don't take any pleasure in seeing Gazdic miss out on the opportunity that I'm sure he wanted, but when you go in a podcast, forget who you work for and pop off, you risk making it about you and not the game. These are the consequences of that. Hopefully he learns from this. I don't think Jabo Vancouver understands that this was because of the setup for the finals in general, not necessarily because of the Luke Gazdic thing, and then there is a talk about that later on here. I mean, this conversation goes out there and sums it up. Don't think he would have knocked anyone off that panel even without the comments that he had made. If that were the case, then why was he on the conference final panel? If that were the case, he would have been replaced in the Canucks series. I think they liked having someone with an Oilers perspective on it. And then another reply says, I could be wrong, but don't they usually make cuts for the finals as there's only one series to cover? It's definitely possible. Let's go out there and actually talk about the memes, though, because these are funny. Riot Survivor went out there and tweeted this. Luke Gazdic got removed from the finals 2024. Raise the banner, folks. Yep, this is Nashville territory right here in bringing up banners for things that don't really mean anything. Bud Jacket said, womp womp. Canucks Twitter, you're such an absolute joke. Your team is a joke. You're a bunch of losers. So the Oilers are going to the finals, and I hope you guys are having fun watching it on TV and watching me on the panel, because you guys are not there. Yeah, sorry, Gazdic. Those comments didn't really age well because, yeah, he's not on the panel. Even though he did say earlier on in the show that he probably would not actually be on the panel because he was not going to be included in their plans. So, yeah, it's kind of interesting how he said that and then quickly got emotional and heated and saying, yeah, no, have fun watching me on the panel, guys. I mean, Sportsnet themselves apparently did reach out and say that Gazdic responded in an emotional way that was not really all too great. So, yeah. That's the thing, you know, I didn't think we'd be making a video about the Hockey Night in Canada analyst lineup heading into the Stanley Cup Finals, but here we are, talking about it once again. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about Luke Gazdic not being included here, and what your overall response to that is. I don't think there should be a response, but what is it anyway? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I hope you enjoyed this video. Sign on, and bye.